Named after the state governor Huey P. Long. Huey Newton was born on February 17, 1942 in Monroe, Louisiana. His parents moved him, at the age of 3, along with his 6 older siblings to Oakland, California. He graduated in 1959 and was often in trouble with the police. Determined to educate himself, he learned to read and then moved on to study left-wing politics and law. In 1965, inspired by Malcolm X and a desire to be more than just proactive in the civil rights movement, he formed the Black Panther Party with fellow Merritt College student, Bobby Seale. They began with an ideology based upon left-wing politics and giving African Americans the right of self-defense. Newton's Black Panther Party founded dozens of community programs, which included sickle cell anemia tests, prison busing for families of inmates, food banks, housing cooperatives, medical clinics, legal advice seminars, clothing banks, an ambulance service and the free breakfast for children program. In 1964, Newton served a 6-month sentence for a stabbing incident. While celebrating his release, he was involved in a shooting where a police officer died. This happened during a traffic stop, where a fight took place. A police officer was fatally injured, while Newton was also shot, and underwent surgery to remove a bullet from his abdomen. He was convicted of voluntary manslaughter, but only served a couple of years of his sentence before the verdict was overturned, and a new trial ordered. After 2 more trials with hung juries, the charge was dropped and he walked free. In 1970, as a high-profile socialist, he was invited to visit the People's Republic of China, where he was further inspired by the communist regime. Possibly due to the onset of paranoia, a crack cocaine addiction, and alcohol abuse, Newton's behavior became more erratic. In 1974 he was accused of the fatal shooting of a 17-year-old prostitute. That same year he was arrested for pistol whipping his tailor over a pricing dispute. Having been arrested for murder, he posted bail and fled to Cuba with his partner. He lived there for a few years, returning in 1977 to face trial for the murder of the prostitute. Unfortunately, 3 Black Panther Party members tried to assassinate a key prosecution witness, but they called at the wrong address, resulting in a shootout where one of them died. One of the remaining 2 had wounds treated by a paramedic, who was later silenced, but somehow survived, having been left for dead. Newton had a lot of support with a high-profile Free Huey campaign. The prosecution witness failed to testify against Newton, and after 2 trials with deadlocked juries he walked free. Newton, of course, denied any knowledge of witness tampering. He was acquitted in 1978 for assault after the tailor changed his testimony, claiming he did not know the assailant. In 1987, he served 9 months for illegal firearms possession, and was later arrested for embezzlement of public funds. From the University of California at Santa Cruz, Newton received a bachelor's degree in 1974, and a PhD in 1980. He also wrote dozens of essays on philosophy, political theology, evolutionary biology, and political economy. As he walked along 9th Street, Oakland, on the morning of August 22, 1989, he was fatally shot by a member of the Black guerrilla family. He was pronounced dead shortly after 6 a.m. This was almost on the same spot, where decades before, he had given out food parcels. Huey Newton died at the age of 47.